The way your mother held you, or didn't, is deciding who you are dating today. This might sound like a stretch, but it's the core of a powerful psychological concept. This is the biopic of attachment, the invisible blueprint that determines if you feel safe in love, or if you are constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's the story of why we love the way we love, and it started the moment we were born. So, what is attachment theory? Developed by psychoanalyst John Bowlby in the 1950s, it's a groundbreaking framework that explains the deep emotional bonds we form with our primary caregivers as infants. Bowlby discovered that these early relationships don't just disappear. Instead, they create what he called an internal working model. Think of it as a subconscious rule book for relationships. It shapes our expectations, our behaviors, and our feelings about love, intimacy, and connection for the rest of our lives. The theory identifies 4 main attachment styles, 3 of which are considered insecure and 1 secure. These styles aren't life sentences, but understanding them is like getting a user manual for your own heart. They can explain why you might feel clingy in a relationship, or why you push people away just when things start to get serious. It explains the patterns that show up in your friendships, your family dynamics, and most powerfully, your romantic partnerships. Today, we're going to dive deep into each of these styles, explore how they develop, and most importantly, discuss how we can move toward a more secure way of loving. Let's start with the one many of us know all too well, the anxious attachment style. Imagine a child crying. Their caregiver sometimes rushes over with a hug, but other times is too busy or distracted and doesn't respond. The child learns that love and attention are unpredictable. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. So, what do? They learn to amplify their needs. They cry louder, cling tighter, and become hypervigilant for any sign that their caregiver might leave. Fast forward to adulthood, and this pattern continues. If you have an anxious attachment style, you might find yourself constantly seeking reassurance. You might text your partner and feel a wave of panic if they don't reply within 10 minutes. Your mind races. Are they mad at me? Did I do something wrong? Are they losing interest? You need that constant validation to feel safe in a relationship. Closeness feels like the ultimate goal, but it's a goal you're terrified of losing. People with an anxious attachment style often worry that their partner doesn't love them as much as they love their partner. They can be sensitive to the smallest shifts in mood or behavior, interpreting them as signs of rejection. This isn't because they're needy or dramatic in a negative way. It's a deeply ingrained survival strategy learned in childhood. Their nervous system is wired to believe that if they don't keep their partner close, they will be abandoned. This can lead to a cycle where their fear of abandonment actually pushes their partner away, confirming their deepest anxieties. It's a painful paradox. The very thing you do to hold on tight can sometimes be what loosens the grip. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin, the avoidant attachment style. This style also stems from early caregiving experiences, but with a different twist. Imagine a child who reaches for their parent, but is consistently met with dismissal. Maybe their parent was uncomfortable with emotion, or believed in teaching toughness and independence from a young age. This child learns a powerful lesson. Expressing needs for closeness leads to rejection. It's painful. So they adapt. They learn to suppress their needs, to rely only on themselves. They become little adults, self-sufficient and independent. In adulthood, this translates into a deep discomfort with intimacy. If you have an avoidant attachment style, intimacy can feel like a trap, a loss of your precious freedom and independence. You might be the person who says, "I'm not good with feelings," or who disappears when a relationship starts getting too close for comfort. You might find yourself dating people who are emotionally unavailable because, on a subconscious level, it feels safer. People with an avoidant style are often seen as aloof, distant, or non-committal. They have a strong desire for connection, just like everyone else, but their fear of being engulfed or controlled by it is stronger. When a partner tries to get close, their internal alarm bells go off. They might use subtle tactics to create distance, working late, focusing on hobbies, or starting arguments. It's not that they don't care. It's that their childhood taught them that true closeness is dangerous. Their internal working model says, rely on yourself. No one else will be there for you, and needing someone is a weakness. This is why intimacy feels less like a warm embrace and more like a cage. Next, we enter the most complex and challenging of the insecure styles, disorganized attachment. This style doesn't stem from consistent neglect or inconsistent care, but from something far more confusing and frightening for a child, a caregiver who is a source of both comfort and fear. This often occurs in situations where the caregiver has their own unresolved trauma. They might be loving one moment and then suddenly become frightening, angry, or dissociated the next. Their instinct is to run toward their caregiver for safety when they are scared. But what happens when the caregiver is the one who is scaring them? They want to run toward them and away from them at the exact same time. This creates a state of internal chaos, a disorganization in their attachment strategy. As adults, this translates into a come here, but go away dynamic in relationships. If you have a disorganized attachment style, you desperately crave intimacy, but are also terrified of it. You might push a partner away. Relationships can feel like a chaotic storm of intense highs and devastating lows. You may struggle with trusting others, and even trusting yourself. It can be incredibly difficult to regulate emotions, leading to volatile mood swings and a constant feeling of being on edge. Adults with disorganized attachment often feel like they are fundamentally broken or unlovable. They may attract partners who are also chaotic, recreating the unpredictable environment of their childhood. It's crucial to understand that this is not a personal failing. It is a logical, albeit painful, adaptation to an illogical and frightening early environment. The path to healing often involves addressing the underlying trauma that created this disorganization in the first place, learning to build a sense of internal safety that was never provided externally. Absolutely. A securely attached child has caregivers who are consistently responsive, warm, and available. When the child is distressed, they know they can turn to their parent for comfort and that their parent will reliably soothe them. They learn that the world is a safe place. As an adult, this translates into what many of us would consider a healthy relationship. If you have a secure attachment style, you feel comfortable with intimacy and interdependence. You aren't afraid to be close to someone. You can communicate your needs and feelings openly and honestly, and you can listen to your partner's needs as well. You trust that your partner loves you, even when you're not together, so you don't need constant reassurance. When conflicts arise, you see them as problems to be solved together, not as a threat to the entire relationship. You have a positive view of yourself and a positive view of others. You believe you are worthy of love, and you believe that others are generally trustworthy and reliable. This doesn't mean your relationships are perfect. No one's are. But you have a solid foundation of trust and emotional resilience that allows you to navigate the natural ups and downs of love with confidence and grace. Secure attachment is the blueprint for relationships where both people feel seen, heard, and safe enough to be their true selves. So here's the most important question. If you recognize yourself in one of the insecure styles, are you stuck there forever? The answer is a resounding no. The amazing thing about the human brain is its neuroplasticity, its ability to change and form new neural pathways. You can heal your past and develop what's called earned secure attachment. Simply understanding your attachment style and where it came from is incredibly empowering. It allows you to depersonalize your behaviors. You re-not broken or too needy. You reacting out a pattern you learned to survive. This could be with a therapist, a secure friend, or a secure romantic partner. Being in a relationship with someone who is consistently caring, reliable, and communicative can literally help rewire your brain. It provides a corrective emotional experience, showing you on a deep level that intimacy can be safe and wonderful. Mindfulness and self-compassion are also key tools. Learning to be present with your feelings without judgment, and treating yourself with the kindness you may not have received as a child. Healing is a journey, not a destination. It's about moving toward security, one step at a time. By understanding the blueprint of our past, we gain the power to redesign our future and to finally build the loving, healthy relationships we all deserve. Thanks so much for watching.